Yo, what's good, fam? You're now tuned into the Bullish podcast. I am your host, Robert Burns, joined by our host, Scott Summers. If you're new to this, then this is a place where we just talk all things blockchain, all things tech, all things ICP. And our goal is simply that this might enhance your life. You know what I'm saying, Scott?
Absolutely. I'm feeling bullish right now just because we're live.
I love it, bro. How's everything been, man? We know last week it was a roller coaster. We finally, got the bag unlocked. I heard you staked it, bro. I heard you joined the 8-year game.
Oh, yeah.
Is it true?
You know what? I actually forgot about that, which is I forgot that we didn't talk about that. So, yeah. So, I'm actually glad you brought that up because
But you didn't forget that you staked for 8 years, right?
Yeah, that money ain't nothing to me. No.
8 years.
So I lost a bag, and then after getting my bag snatched away from me, can you still hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, you can? Okay. It's the new headphones that I just got noise canceling. I'm like, what's going on? So as soon as I got that bag snatched away from me, I realized how fat, it gave me like a longer term vision, because in the 3 days that I didn't have my ICP, I was already in a mindset that I wasn't going to get it back. So I had a plan of like how I was going to stack my bag back up, because I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't going to like just quit and leave the community. So once I got it back and talking to my wife, we came up with the plan. Like at first she wasn't going for it, but basically I locked it for 8 years. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm in this long term. The community can see that I'm committed. It's a big bag, and then, for me, it's like the rewards make sense to me. It's a long-term play. Like, why sell myself short? Because you can't really time the market. You don't know when the peak is going to be. You might sell it and then it goes up double again next week. So why even play yourself like that?
Bro, the fans want to know, man, was wifey in on it or was she a little hesitant?
So at first, okay.
Because I know how
wasn't
you know what I mean?
She definitely wasn't at first. She was just like, stop talking about it. It's giving me anxiety. And I was just like, but we have to talk about it. Like, right, yeah. So, but then when I started, yeah. And then you called me actually. So I talked to her about it. And I don't know if she's watching right now, but she was right, because she already said that I did this. She said that you already did it before you told me, and I did. And then you called me and you were like, bro, I can't believe you did it. And I'm like, hold on, let me put this volume down real quick. And I rushed downstairs and she was like, why'd you run into the basement? You already did it, didn't you? I was like, no, I was just like, I just wanted to go downstairs.
Bro, women just have that intuition, bro. They know.
Yeah.
They know before.
And she was already down for it the night before. And like the way I broke it down to her in the numbers, because I'm just like, I basically just broke it down to like how much our mortgage is for the house. And I'm like, if it hits this price, I'm making that per month in rewards and free money, so it's like a longer term play. And then, yeah, she was already for it, but whenever it comes to money, she gets a lot of anxiety and, stress, just because, like who doesn't,
Sure,
and I just want to like let her know, man of the family, we're going to be okay. We're out here grinding. We're bullish. We're sacrificing.
Yeah. Bro, you got to know that the podcast is about to blow up. By the way, since we're talking, bro, how about 300 followers on X?
Over 300 now.
Over 300 followers on X. Over 120 subscribers on YouTube. Bro, I'm bullish, bro. I'm bullish.
I think we're hitting 140 subscribers, aren't we? Let me see.
140.
I can't. We're at 138.
Yo, guys, we need you guys to like stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe on the YouTube link. Bro, I also
what's crazy?
ICP Con this morning, bro. How about that?
Oh yeah. So if anybody's watching this, I know a lot of people watch after we're live anyway, but go to on X, go to @Pukecast, PUKECAST. And this morning they hosted the first ever. It's called ICP Con for like conference, not con artists. And it was just a bunch of like big heads in the space. We had Jan from Definity, we had Plug Wallet, we had me, you had Blockchain Pill. We had so many different people from the community, and when I came on there, I was just surprised that I was actually on there. I'm like, how did I get invited on this thing? And I guess that's just every day being active in the community. And
Man.
yeah, it's crazy. But it was
Takeaway
good.
from all of this was just like, okay, this is where we are. We know that we have something special. How do we get this out to the masses? And by masses, not just, it's so easy to keep it confined to just crypto people, but like, how do we get this to like the locker rooms? Like, how do we get this to like traditional business offices or college campuses? Like, how do we really get this out to just everyday people, bro?
I think right now what they're working on, and they talked about this in the ICP con this morning. So basically what Definity is doing is they're taking a lot of their money and resources and they're creating the ICP hubs. And here comes my cat. Hold on a second. He's trying to be a part of the show. So ICP hubs is basically a hub in your local community, and we have so many around the world. I think there's like 20 something or whatever. So we have them in Singapore, Hong Kong, North America, Europe, Australia, everywhere. So there's a hub there. Basically the plan is, so if you're a developer or a podcast person or a content creator or whatever, you can go to your hub instead of just coming to Definity, and that'll be your resource for whatever you need. And they can help you like incubate whatever your project is and like find funding or find developers. You know, you might have a good idea for something, but you don't know who a developer is. You can go to the ICP hub. They'll link you with a developer, and you know your plan can come to fruition or whatever. So I think that's it. They're just like basically planting the seed all around the world, and you know, and then it just spreads. You know, it's like a wildfire. It's like dot dot dot, but then it's like dot 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 dot. You know, so
Absolutely. And just speaking of that, man, I think our guest today, we got Tom Stewart from Trax. If you guys don't know, our guy is basically building the next Spotify on ICP, a place where, you know, super fans can come, follow their favorite artists, and basically contribute to that artist's ecosystem. You know, it was something that we read earlier. I believe about 20% of the fans equate for 80% of the revenue within the music industry, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just you have that 20%, which is a small following, but those are your diehards. Those are the people that are going to go, you know, on the tours, buy the merchandise, you know, repost on the Twitter. And basically with the Trax, they'll be able to get like incentives, you know what I mean? Exclusive releases. And bro, I'm bullish on it, bro. I'm excited.
Super bullish.
I'm excited for him to, you know, give us the in-depth on, you know, how he created it, why he created it, and just hear more about what their future is.
Yeah, Tom, he's I guess you can call him a big guy in the space, you know? Like I met him for the first time in Miami. We were at the ICP community conference, and I remember him coming on stage, and he just had like a certain aura about him, you know? You could just tell like it was big energy, you know? And his plan for everything, and yeah, so or you're showing the screen of what Trax is?
Bro, look at this, bro. This looks like legit. This is legit,
I know.
bro.
It is legit for sure. It is.
Bro,
They just
and you got the new releases. I'm seeing something about an airdrop for a token.
look how clean that interface is. Like you just scroll, it like scrolls naturally. And you know what the best thing about this is? It's all on chain on ICP.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, and they just did their SNS sale. They raised like freaking I don't even know how much. Like 3 million, I was gonna say, yeah.
Bro.
Like that's crazy that you can do that on a launch pad on ICP and not have to like go through like all the hoops and like go to Los Angeles and Silicon Valley, and you can just connect with people like that around the world.
Nah, bro, this is amazing, bro. I think we should let him in right now.
He's in the lobby. All right, let's do it. Tom,
where you at, Tom?
You got the button?
He has to send the invite again.
Or maybe he's waiting exactly until 5:10.
Maybe. There we go. You see it?
Oh, there we go.
Hi.
Yo, Tom, what's good, bro?
Nice to meet you guys. How's it going?
Man, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you again.
We haven't met, but man, heard nothing but great things about you. You know, we were just checking out your site. Read some articles, bro. We're bullish, man. We're bullish.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We're
Yeah,
bullish.
thanks for staying up too, man. I was gonna so real quick before you introduce yourself, Tom, too. You used to play football?
Yeah,
I didn't
did.
tell Rob about this.
Uh-oh.
No, but it's not the same level. Like, obviously, you're a pro. So in the UK, there's quite a lot of American football. We call it American football fans. So yeah, my uni had an American football team. So I played for 3 years. Um, yeah, it was fun. Like we had some American guys who would come over and do like a masters that the uni would sponsor. So the level wasn't great, okay, but it was fine. Like I have some pics, we have some like footage and stuff, but
Now that's what. Wait, you say you had some picks? Did you play defense?
I did, yeah, I did.
What linebacker? That's my guess.
I played first year I was small, I played corner. Then second year I got bigger, I played safety, and then third year I was like pretty big and I played linebacker. So yeah.
Okay. Question though. Question. Were you like pulling up in the box? Were you like knocking helmets off?
I was more, let's say, coverage guy. Like,
Okay.
Trying to get those interceptions, yeah. See, I played flag football when I was young, so definitely not on either one of your level. And and one time I bruised my tailbone. You know, it was just I was not a physical guy at all. Okay,
right.
Tom, listen, man, thanks for like staying up late because I know it's late in London over there. You're in London, right?
Yeah, we're London.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. We were just talking about that because like last week we had Barry from Canistore on here, and like it's just crazy that the two big music guys are in London. And Rob was curious on like
Why
what's
is
going
that?
on in London. Like, is it just like a coincidence, or is there a lot of like music stuff going on in London?
Definitely a coincidence, but like there's a good group of projects in London. Like Plug, obviously based, well, like Luke is in London. Open Chat, the guys from Open Chat, which is kind of like the OG ICP project, right? Like that's the one that's really done well. They're all from London. Dom is British. I don't know if there's a coincidence, like maybe because people go, they hear British voice, like they're learning about ICP. Maybe it resonates more with people in the UK. But yeah, there's definitely like a hub of us um, in London. Some guys setting up like a proper you were saying about the ICP hubs, like someone was setting that up here. So yeah, there's a good group of
I,
us.
lo- I love London. Like when I hear London voice, like the accent, I just feel like relaxed. Like it's just like I feel like I could trust people from London. I don't know what it is, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm about the trust.
Um,
To be honest, bro, I'm kind of like skeptical, because I think of like all the the actresses and actors that I come from London. I feel like they always play those like shady kind of characters, though. Those
Yeah.
spies, double agents. I'm
Yeah.
always kind of like, hey, I don't know.
yeah. Okay. So, and I also appreciate you coming on with us. We're still trying to figure out this podcast thing, so like it might like not feel as fluid as it should or whatever. But we're learning as we go, and I promise we're going to be a big name in the ICP space because we're bullish and we're not going anywhere. And
Facts,
you
man.
know, so I'll get back to the original script that we had set up. So Tom, can you tell us a little bit more of like who Tom is and how you found out about like the internet computer?
Yeah. Okay. So my background was tech basically. We had a startup out of uni that did fairly well in the fintech space, which we sold to like a data company. And then Luke was the founder of that, and he went and started building on ICP. I went and started building on Polygon. My experience on Polygon was not amazing. Luke was telling me all about ICP. Obviously, it was still very early for ICP, and he convinced me to come like move over to ICP. So that's how I learned about ICP. I knew about it, but from an outsider's perspective, when I like got into Web3, I was very much focused on like the ETH chains because that's what was like
Popular.
yeah, kind of popping, but the liquidity was there. All of the products that I used, like MetaMask and the early smart contract stuff, was Solidity, and then like with ICP, there's a whole different language, Motoko, so it was all still very new. So yeah, that's how I came over to ICP, and kept the team pretty much intact from the previous Web3 stuff we were doing, but we saw an opportunity with ICP to do something for music. And a few of us have music backgrounds on the team. It was also just like, having done a few years in finance, the space is very boring.
Mm.
No offense to the people, but the work itself, it's very boring. Whereas I'm quite a creative person. A lot of the people on my team are, creative, or like they prefer that kind of work. So we just kind of made that decision of, do you want to work on something that maybe will make more money? Like, would a DeFi venture on ICP have made more money, or do we want to do something for music? And we decided on the latter. So yeah, we had a good idea of what we wanted to do with Trax, and we've been building it ever since. It's been about a year and a half, so we're still fairly new to this whole space, to be perfectly honest. But it's been a good ride so far.
Man, that's awesome, man. I'm just so curious because I'm in the process of building a startup myself. So app called Dorm Hub. Basically, we want to connect students with landlords. Think of like Airbnb, in a sense. And I'm always curious, like, how do you build the right team? Were these just friends of yours? Did you guys like just happen to study together? Like what was the chemistry like?
Well, for the first startup, we all knew. Well, I knew Luke from uni, and Luke knew the other two from school and from uni. So it always helps, I think, if you know the people already, kind of, who you want to go and work with. Like, they're good to a certain extent. You'll find out how good they are, sure, but you'll know that they're like, kind of know who they are, and you know that you can trust them before you get into business with them. I think that's a good place to start. If you just meet someone online, maybe they have credentials, or what they're showing you online is like, yeah, this guy looks like the real deal, but you don't know them. There's different ways of knowing people. Yeah, I think that's a good place to start. So definitely, like, with trust or a friendly relationship. Then you do have to have the ability to like go out and convince other talented people to come and join like what you're doing.
Wow.
So there's a level of that too. You can't. The people you're surrounded by will have certain skill sets. You want to maximize like those people and what they can do really well, but you're still going to need to go out and get. Let's say none of you can develop. You're going to need to find a developer. But again, even that process, like, it's more about trust. I find we're building like a good core team.
Mm.
It's so hard to find a developer, and they want money up front. They everything, seriously, or a piece of the pie, and they don't even want to work for a piece of the pie.
Nah, they want the whole thing, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Tom, like, what exactly is Trax, and like, what's your plans for it? Like, what's your short-term plan, and like, what's your long-term plan for Trax?
It's a good question.
Because we were thinking it's more like a Spotify, but that's just like our general like first view. But like when we talked to Barry, it was more like a marketplace. So it's like, are you more of a marketplace? And or yeah,
I think it's more of a marketplace. So there's in the music industry, a lot of the web or the tech stuff is basically to build streaming services, and streaming services work on a model which is like, you pay a subscription, a price per month for the streaming service, and then they take that revenue and they split it out to all the artists who are on the platform, and they do that by streams. Like, that's the streams is how they came up with a fair way to take the money they're taking from users and pay out to artists. Like, that's how it's built. So I wouldn't say we're like trying to build a Spotify. It's more, and I like, some of the people on my team don't like it when I say this, but the model is OnlyFans. Like, what OnlyFans was able to do for the porn industry and the adult industry, we think a similar model, like business model, could work really well for music artists. Not because they're exactly the same, but just the thinking around that. So there are other companies which have kind of adopted this. Bandcamp is a good example. Like, that's basically a site where you can upload music and then people buy it directly from you, but it's Web 2. And it's pretty old, and like, it got bought by Epic Games and then it got chucked out again, and it hasn't gone so well basically in recent years. So I think there's a massive like opportunity for someone to come in, hopefully Trax, to basically be this place where artists can sell stuff directly to fans. So yeah, that's what it is. I think a lot of people go like, oh, music, Spotify or Apple Music, but like, there's a whole other sector kind of outside of streaming, and that's what we're focused on.
Well, you got to think outside the box, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many ways to like monetize that, even like within the app. Because like, again, like I'm not on OnlyFans, but I'm definitely aware of what's going on OnlyFans. You know what I mean? And so like I heard, that they have, different episodes within that are like hosted by OnlyFans. I heard there's some like culinary thing going on. A good friend of mine told me, I think his name is like Google or something like that. But maybe there's a way that you guys can even produce like different content within Trax, you know what I mean, to like help promote your artists and those who are within your platform too.
That's kind of what we're like. That's now what we're able to do since we did the SNS. Now we have a treasury which we can draw on, which allows us to go out and do these things. Whereas before we were kind of self-funded, got a grant, but the grant isn't much. Like you can't keep a whole team of people on with a grant. So it was largely just self-funding and kind of private funding that we could get. But now we've got, a decent amount of ICP that we can hopefully use over the next, 5-10 years or whatever it might be to build the business sustainably. And like that's what we're basically looking to do now, is kind of spend some of that money on giving artists studio time, putting a production team in with them, and kind of elevating their content, bringing that to our platform, and then sharing it. We can still use the Reels, TikTok, Twitter to amplify YouTube, to amplify what we are doing on our own platform. But one way is to kind of invest in artists and help them do that, like for themselves. So
Yeah.
I got 2 questions. Okay. So first of all, you got to be real. Doesn't it feel good to like have this treasury now, as opposed to being out there like, how are we going to get all this funding and you're in control of it? And like, that's got to feel good, right?
Yeah, it does. And I think there's a bigger question here, which is like, almost it's got to the point with VC funding in the ICP ecosystem that projects now have to do one of these things, which is a shame. Like there is no Polychain, which is meant to be the big VC that invests in the like ICP ecosystem. They don't. They're not our friends. And I've said this on Twitter, like I've come out publicly against them, but not many have. But they have not been proactive in like supporting the ecosystem at all. And so there's so little. Like I pitched to loads of different people who claim to be VC investors in ICP. Either they didn't like pitching, or they just don't want to do it, right?
Yeah.
So then you're left with, I think that's kind of why the SNS was born, was to give projects and teams building on ICP the ability to raise something like what it would be like a seed round for a startup, right? So now, yeah, you're exactly right. Now we've got kind of what I would consider like a seed round. It takes the pressure off me in terms of like, I don't have to be trying to pitch to investors every day to get, a check to keep the lights on.
Now you're in control.
Exactly. We kind of have more control, and the ability to now do things which wouldn't have been possible with, a really limited budget. So yeah, it's great. I'm not complaining about it. But
you guys,
yeah, go on.
You guys ever thought about doing like what BoomDAO did and like locking up some of the ICP and like eating off the rewards, and that way you can like just make it more long term,
I think that's a good idea. I mean, BoomDAO, there was some controversy there.
I know. Yeah. But they did a lot. They did like what, 80% or something crazy, like,
Yeah, I mean, but where is that now? That's not in their treasury, right?
Oh, I don't even know. Yeah, that was a little shady.
If you look on the dashboard, like no ICP. So they basically raised 400,000 ICP and then took all of it out.
Wow.
Which that's a rug. That's pretty much
gotta pray for them. Yeah.
They kind of backtrack from that, and maybe I don't know who put in that 400,000 that maybe then spoke to them and said, hey, you can't do that. So if they have taken steps to like you said, if they're locking it up and you have to.
So it's still controversial though.
Fine. I think they kind of came. There was like there's been batches of these SNSs. There was SNS1, then there was Open Chat, then there was a bunch of like projects for a kind of 2-month period. Then there was a bit of a gap, Then there were a couple, which was like ICX, which was Sears at the time.
Yeah. I don't. That's another.
And I think it left kind of a bad taste in certain investors' mouths. Definitely, that was the vibe I got when I was going to pitch to these people. They were like, "Yeah, great, we would do it, but what happened with this?"
Yeah, because you guys followed literally what people called in the community two rug pulls, and like we don't really know if that's what happened, but yeah. And then my other question, then I'll pass it back off to Rob real quick. You ever thought about? I don't even know. Like, do you guys have a big artist already on Trax or somebody lined up? Like, you're like, okay, now we got money to play with. We can go get like Kevin Gates or somebody and have him endorse.
So we didn't before. We had like we did a campaign before the SNS where we had 10 emerging. So they have between them, about 1 million monthly listeners between them. So some of them have
On
100K,
Trax?
50K. They have people who are on Trax who uploaded some,
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
So I can send you I'll send you. Maybe can I put stuff in here?
Yeah.
So this was basically a campaign that we ran to kind of like prove the concept. We didn't have a massive budget at the time to do the campaign, but we were able to like convince these artists to join. Most of them are London based. There are a couple. One guy's in New York. One girl is in Seattle. But the majority were London. It's difficult because we do want to be like a global platform, but obviously we're based in London, so it's easier for us to touch London-based
Here we go.
like artists. So this is Masterpiece. He's kind of I describe him as like pop rock kind of vibe. And he's been blowing up recently. So we work with him. On
He reminds me of like Lil Uzi Vert a little bit without the tattoos and piercings.
Yeah, so he's young, but like he's kind of coming up. So we basically picked like 10 artists we think are coming up, or are going to do good things in the year. We called it Class 2024. We basically
so it's like double XL freshman.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
So what's the process of like educating them? Are they already like familiar with like blockchain, or do you have to like educate the actual artists and like sell to them why?
Yeah, it's a good question. The Web3 stuff is still a hard sell, to be honest. Like these artists don't know what crypto is. Like they don't understand it. It's not even on their radar. That's why I think like sometimes people don't realize like still how early all of us really are at this point.
Wow.
You know what sucks though? You know what sucks? I'm sorry to cut you off. You know what sucks about like music artists is like you got to really find like somebody that wants to use this. They got to be like a real grinder, because a lot of times these artists, because one of my friends, he's in the music industry. I think we talked about him before too. He does everything independent, but like a lot of times he'll see people, just take the check from the label because they don't want to do the work. They don't want to go out there and like do the marketing and do the distribution deals. And like, if you can make it easy on everybody and like you can just say, click this button and like walk them through with an easy interface, I think everybody's going to do it. It's just the music industry makes it hard on purpose because it's a monopoly and they want to make 90% off of you.
100%. And there's so many different, like you were saying just now, like there's a distributor, there's a publisher, there's a manager, there's the label. There's so many parties involved. There's so many middlemen in the industry that it's not. And all it really is getting dollars from the fans' hand into the artist's hand. That's at the end of the day what's going on. But there's so many people.
So how do you earn the money on Trax? Like, do you like you submit your music and does like how do you earn it in like Trax token or like US dollars or pounds, or how does that work?
So we have both fiat and crypto. So we have fiat via Stripe. So people can just upload stuff. Most people are still transacting through fiat, to be perfectly honest. Like I'd say 80% of the transactions are through fiat, and then the 20% are through crypto, which is fine. I think what we're trying to do now is build like more crypto products for people to buy. Like music NFTs is a growing kind of market that's its own product, which we can then build. And I think we can do a better music NFT product on our site with ICP than some of these other products which are available on other chains, just because things like gas fees are cheaper, it's quicker. There is no gas for users,
which I love.
Exactly. So there's a lot of like UX benefits that I think we can hopefully build like a really good music NFT project. But no, in terms of the model, people upload content, they can set pricing. We have subscriptions, we have direct tipping, we have like pay-per-view access. So you set the price of the piece of content, someone buys it, then they have access to it. And you can do that in USD, like dollars, like dollar credit on our site. You can do it in ICP, CKBTC, and we're working on the like Trax one because now we have the token. We can kind of build the smart contract for that. So yeah, we'll probably like look to expand the range of cryptos. I want to get ETH in, stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically how it works. And then the split is 90-10, which is the best rate apparently on the market that we can find, at least in terms of like community providers. So artists gets 10%, we get 10%.
How cool is that though? You can like use a blockchain product but get paid in like US dollars and fiat, you know? It's just you're merging both worlds or whatever, you know? That's cool.
I think you have to be, especially for something like music, not everybody's fans are going to also be like big crypto people. Some are, and then they're like, yeah, cool, I can pay you in crypto. That's great. But still the majority of like your average music listener is probably not like, they don't know what ICP is, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You don't want to rule yourself out of revenue and like a bunch of, big part of the audience, which hopefully then if you can provide like cool new like products and services for them to buy, you onboard them from using fiat to then starting to use ICP.
How far away are we from like the first Trax concert?
Soon. So we've got an event planned. Like I haven't actually said this anyway, but I'll like it's
exclusive.
Which is going to be March, but it's in London, unfortunately. So that's going to be the first event. And then what we are basically doing with some of the artists that we're talking to is going to basically, we're going to do like a live recording of their performances. And then they're going to be able to, like, they're going to sell those via the Trax platform. And those are, now we have like an SNS treasury and some good press. It's making some of those meetings a lot easier. I can't say who it is yet, like who these people are, because there's quite a few of like deals that we're working on. But like we're starting to get bigger industry interest in this, which is great. So like, we'll see.
Can you imagine if Kanye just like, I'm dropping Donda 2 on Trax, like screw the industry?
Yeah, that's
just nuts.
Like, there's, I really want us to have like a household name artist, but they are so much more expensive. Like we've had conversations, we've found out numbers, like hypothetically, how much would it be to get this? You can have those conversations, you can ask those questions, but the numbers just don't make sense.
I think it would be easier if you.
It would be 3 mil. That would be it.
Whew.
Wow.
Like like there's a lot of like there's a really big untapped market, I think, in America where we have like Spanish artists, like from like, like I feel like they have such huge like fan bases or whatever. I think it might be like easier to like grab somebody like from there or whatever. I don't know, but that's just nuts, like how big the fan bases are, and it's like a lot of people don't even know about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, we want to be respectful of your time, man. We appreciate you coming on, brother.
No worries.
For the first time.
You will be back. 100%. To let us know about, exactly who's performing, how the concert went,
Definitely. Let's do something like maybe summer.
Let's do it.
That's a good like 6-month check-in or whatever.
Let's do it.
6-month check-in is good. Like I said, so the event, I have a date, it's March 7th. Maybe after that, if you wanted to catch up after that.
Ooh, it'll be nice. Maybe we'll have 500 subscribers by then. Like, I don't know. Yeah, for sure.
Like, we need more people doing podcasts on the IC. So
absolutely.
And there's
for
a couple of decent ones right now. There's a massive like opportunity here for you guys.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I appreciate that. For us, it's like we just want like a casual meet and greet, like so people can get to know who you are, and then you come back on and you show us updates of what's going on. Just like not corporate, just like we're chilling,
For real.
Fantastic. Cool. Well, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Tom.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Trax to the moon. Bye.
My God, what's good, bro?
Man, okay. So I know we're still alive, but next time I think we need to flip it around where you do the introduction and I follow you. I think you're a good leader.
Bro, whatever you need, bro. Whatever you need, bro.
I took your question and I was like, oh damn, like do I text them?
No, you're good. Bro, it was awesome, bro. It was good to get that clarity. You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking more so like Spotify, and then you hear him talk. He's like, actually, this is more like OnlyFans, and it makes sense. You know, just building that marketplace for the super fan.
For sure. Did you see that Tom put in the chat the link to the latest article they did?
Yeah,
Wonderland magazine.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were showing.
Okay, that's cool. So if anybody's watching that, I think you can click that. You should be able to.
Yeah, no, they should. But no, it's dope, man.
Yeah.
We definitely gotta. I don't know when, because with the season, and then I start training. I don't know exactly when I will have time to go. But bro, I think it's worth taking a trip to London and like meeting some of these dudes.
Dude, that's a dream vacation for me.
Yeah, bro.
Like imagine we did yeah, true. But imagine we did like a week in London. And it's like, okay, we go meet Barry for dinner. We go meet Tom for dinner. We go meet the guy from Open Chat. We got to get them on the show for dinner. Whoever, And then Bots guys out there. Yeah.
Right. And then we fly to Zurich. And so we can see for ourselves if this thing is in existence.
The building's not even there, man.
Bro, could you imagine? I know we've talked about this before, but imagine out and it's just like a hoax. It's just like
I know it. It's a hologram.
It's a hologram. Imagine if Dom isn't even real. And like,
oh my god,
this guy.
He's an AI thing.
Oh who I think would love that is this Justin Bonds guy, bro.
Oh no.
We don't have to go too in, but I think it's worth mentioning, man, because I think ICP gets a lot of hate in the community, and there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of FUD, for just lack of better words. There's this, guy on Twitter or on X basically saying, hey, this is not decentralized. Saying, hey, we're very vulnerable for attacks. The problem lies within our algorithm, and he's just going in and on and on. Like, what do we say to the young people within ICP who aren't familiar with the FUD, and like they hear this and they're kind of on the rocks and they don't really know what to do or think? How can they do their own research?
So that's the main thing. I say do your own research. Don't. So for people like this, like with all due respect, I call him a mutter fudder. That's what I call him, man. So like just do your own research. Like this guy came out about a year ago and he like first of all, go to the first part right here.
Right here.
So it says where is it at right here? Or no, that's not it.
Want me to keep going?
Yeah, keep going. That's not it. Right here. Okay, I can't find it, but so basically, the first time he came out, his biggest thing was ICP is not scalable, and he was just going on this tangent about how we're not scalable and like we're not really infinitely scalable. And for one, yes, we are. Two, somewhere in here, right here. Where is it? Right here. Is this new? Okay, I'm not even reading this right. But anyway, then when you start going down, go down a little bit more. I'm trying to find out where it is. Go down a little more. So maybe, is this right here? In one of these posts right here, he's talking about like Atom and something else. Like go up more, it's somewhere else. But you could he's basically trying to FUD ICP to shill his own bags. Like if you could find it, keep going up. No, it's right there. No.
You said Atom. Let me see if I can just.
So it might be in number.
No.
In one of these posts, he's talking about Atom and. Okay. But anyway, for people, just do your own research. Like, there's always two. Right here. Yeah, right here. However, unlike .NET, so this guy's obviously invested in Polkadot. You know what I mean? So. unlike what I have in my bag, like
Right,
no,
right.
like that's not even close. Like first of all, like Polkadot, I do give some respect to because they are building some cool things over there, but it's still not the same.
Mhm.
And the thing is, the main thing is about this is like we don't want to do. It's always good to have a conversation if somebody wants to have a conversation, but if you're just gonna attack us, like don't even engage with that because he's basically just engagement farming at this point. So basically, do your own research. If somebody wants to have a conversation, they just need to be an adult and be mature and like let's talk about things. If you see something that you might not understand or you think that this isn't a good point, let's just talk about it as a human being. You don't have to attack something and then show your own bags. Like that's just a very immature way to do it.
No, for sure, I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
And again, as we just speak to those people, like, okay, how do you do your own research? I think it's one, knowing who to follow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, are you following the Scott Summers? Are you following Dom? Like, I mean, that's where I would start. Above
Or
all,
Robert Burns.
or Robert Burns, or our guy Jerry Banfield, man. We got to get him on the show, bro.
So the reason why Jerry Banfield is good is because like when you say you do your own, he breaks it down for you so you can like follow the line, like, and he'll show you exactly. So it's not like I'm just I'm not telling, like anybody can say, oh, ICP is going to $1,000, but like let me show you why it could go to 1,000. And then like people like me, I always say like don't buy ICP. Like trust me, if you don't want to buy it, it's cheaper for me to buy. But I do highly urge everybody or encourage everybody, just go do some research. Go to internetcomputer.org, go down the rabbit hole, follow Jerry Banfield. He has really amazing videos on like he breaks it down in layman's terms so like anybody can understand it. Just a normal guy that you might not have a technical background in college and understand like the big words, so the way he breaks it down is just simple and it's nice. So do your own research before you just go. I always tell people don't just read the headline and like get an opinion, like read the whole article and then check out both sides of the story and like you do your own due diligence. You know what I mean? Like don't just ape in without, like don't buy ICP just because somebody's telling you to buy ICP. Like buy ICP because you found a reason why you think that it's a good reason to invest in ICP. Like that's why I did it.
Absolutely. And bro, I gotta share the meme of the week, bro. Check this out.
The flipping, oh my god.
Bro, this is hilarious, bro. Man, the growth.
You know what's funny?
This NFT is crazy, bro.
So that NFT that's right there where you're swerving right, that black Motoko ghost or whatever.
Yeah.
That was you know who Bobbio is?
No.
So Bobbio is a big ICP YouTuber, and he bought that today for $10,000. I know. 10 bands, 888 ICP, which is probably worth now a little bit more because since we came on, ICP's pumped up a little bit in price. 10,000 for that NFT.
So I'm seeing right here, it says the floor is 84 ICP. Is that true?
Yeah, it should be.
Wow.
Yesterday it was like 80, so like the fact that he bought that for 10,000, I'm sure it went up like 4 more ICP. Wow. And so for everybody that's watching that doesn't know, Motoko Ghost, I might have explained this before. I think I might have just explained it to you though. So Motoko Ghost was an NFT project created by John Ball for the second birthday of Motoko, which is the native language of the developer language on ICP. And Dfinity hired John Ball to do this. And a lot of people don't know John Ball is the one that created the logo for Dfinity. So he's very famous in the community and makes Poke. He's the owner of Poke Studios. So he made Poke Bots, Poke Mutant Bots, the Motoko Ghost, which you just seen. And the reason why those are blowing up is because there's an airdrop going on right now in the community. So anybody that holds a Motoko Ghost, there's going to be a supply of 10,000 of these tokens called Motoko. And everybody, it's going to be airdrop 1-to-1. So, but the catch is you have to unlist it. So it can't be listed when they do the snapshot of the thing. And what happens is what they're creating a higher floor price because they're more limited on the floor to buy because they're all delisted. Because if you have yours listed, you don't get the airdrop. So, and another cool thing about it is why it's more limited is when they did the airdrop of these Motoko Ghosts, they were airdropped to like 10,000 wallets, but 2/3 of these wallets are like extinct now. Like people lost their keys. So there's really only 1/3 of these ghosts out there, which make them more scarce. So, and the fact that there's only going to be 10,000 of these tokens, the sky is the limit, because you think about it, there's like 27 million Bitcoin's at 40,000. Imagine how high a price of like a token could go that has 10,000 supply. It could be like $1 million token. You never know how high this thing could go. Like, I'm not saying it's going to go to $1 million, but I think, you know, a reasonable price is like at least $1,000. So basically your Motoko Ghost is free. You get this airdrop, and then a lot of people don't know this, but some alpha behind the scenes, they're trying to work on a Motoko marketplace and a Motoko wallet. And yeah, just some big things that are in the works, that are possibly in the works. But I think it's going to be huge. I think airdrop season is coming to ICP. You see a lot of other NFT projects trying to do this, and that's what made like Solana go crazy the last couple months, because there was like so many airdrops going on.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, and airdrops like bring people that are not in the community into the community, because they're called airdrop hunters, you know, and they're there to sell too. But like a lot of people, you know, it's okay if some of them sell, like as long as we can keep a portion of them in the community. And from what I know what I know about ICP, if they check it out and they never tried it, they're going to stick around.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think about Celestial. I feel like that was a big key to their growth. I think we talked about this before, but I bought in on Celestial when they were trading at $2.44.
Yeah.
Bro,
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Trading at like 18. I think it hit a high of like $20 recently. But a big reason why is because of the airdrops. You know what I mean? It just, like you said, it brings in new people who aren't from those communities. And I think that's the next phase for ICP, you know, like really getting new members from new communities. You know, like we talked about this before, but you know, I've been I can't say I've ever been a maxi, you know, until now. But I've been a fan of some other chains. You know, we talked about this, like One Harmony. You know, I was a big believer. I felt like, oh man, this is going to be the one. You know?
Oh, we talked about them too.
Right.
Can't really talk about what I told you about, but
right. Yeah. I know nothing. But you've been a fan of AVAX. And a lot of the times it's because of like, you know, someone bringing you on from another community. And I think that's the next step for us, bro.
Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, like from the time that I've came in, when I first came into ICP, like as far like it was, bro, like we were in the trenches. Like it was like not a lot of, there wasn't like any influencers. Like now we have like freaking like 30 or 40 I see like that I subscribe to on YouTube. And it's like we were in the trenches. Like people were angry. The price kept going down. Like we were out here just like, I was out there like, and that's the thing too. Like today, like when that Justin guy tweeted or whatever, you know, I'm when I see something like that, I automatically go in defense mode, because that's how I've been for the last year and some change. So I see that and I'm like, nope, I got to tell you why you're not right, you know? And then somebody messaged me and they were like, hey, don't engage with this guy. We already like put him to bed a year ago. Like he's just engagement farming. And I was like, okay. And it's just so natural to like keep doing what you were doing. But the thing, what we need to realize is now we just need to be more mature, you know? So now it's more like the thing about ICP is like we want to be true, or we are true multi-chain. We're the only blockchain that can sign a transaction on any blockchain out there. So we just need to like just lay the FUD to rest. And like when people come out there like Justin, like, hey, do you want to have a conversation? Yes or no? No? Okay, then we're not going to talk to you. But if you want to have a conversation, we can come on the show or like somewhere else and we could talk about it and we can discuss what's really going on, because we're that chain, you know, we're the, you know, we're, you know.
Absolutely. Bro, speaking of Bobby, I just saw something that was on Twitter. And I think this is a beautiful explanation about like where we're going.
Sheesh. Yes, I've seen that before. That is, and it's the truth. If you build it, they will come.
Exactly. So for those of you guys who cannot see this, and you guys are probably just like listening through to the audio, basically I'm showing this this ecosystem, or flywheel, as you would call it, of where we are and where we can potentially go with ICP. You know, for those other chains who are building, whether those be like NFTs, custodies, oracles, whatever, we can host all of those on chain. And kind of like how Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud does, we can be that really for blockchain.
100%. And we are not that we can. We are. We're just we're just slowly building. Like you look at what just happened at the World Economic Forum in Davos, like you've seen who was there. You didn't see Avalanche there. You didn't see Ripple there. You've seen Solana. You've seen Hedera. You've seen Internet Computer. And these are the ones that are going to be big, in my opinion, in the future.
Absolutely, bro.
Bro, imagine this. Like, imagine you wake up tomorrow and Solana's like, we're leaving Amazon Web Services and we're going on chain with ICP. We're both probably going to 2-3x overnight. The whole space is going to go crazy. Everybody's going to follow suit because everybody's going to want to do what Solana did. And it's just inevitable because it just makes sense. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, we're not trying to compete with you. We can help each other. And that's what ICP is going to do.
This is
like, you're not competitors.
For everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a win-win, man. But bro, switching gears, man. I know you got a business, you know. For those of you guys don't know, again, if you're new to this, you know, I play ball. Scott has his own business. What is it like just balancing everything these days?
For me, it's been honestly, it hasn't been a lot of balancing. But so with me, it's like I do a lot of things that are repetitive. So I like try to wake up at the same time. Like Monday through Friday, my son's at home. So we like wake up at the same time. We do the same thing. You eat breakfast, you go brush your teeth, you get dressed for school. The faster you get it done, the more time you can go on your phone or the game or whatever before the bus gets here. So I try to like get him into like a schedule and a routine. Same thing with bedtime. We get home, free time till 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is dinner time. After dinner, you got until like 6:30 to like play your game, do whatever you want to do. 6:30, we're brushing our teeth, pajamas, you're asleep by 7:30. So we have a routine. I'm a big routine guy. And then, yeah, that's basically how I balance everything. You got to have a routine. You got to, you know, just do things a certain way. Like I brush my teeth a certain way. I wash my face a certain way. I wear the same shirt. Like every day I wear a black t-shirt. Every day I wear a brand. I buy these shirts in wholesale. Like I literally, if you look in my closet, I have about probably like now like 60 t-shirts. I wear a brand new t-shirt every day because I buy them in bulk. I don't have to go, you know, and the people they're like, oh, you're being wasteful. But no, when I'm done with my shirts, I donate them to an art teacher because they use them as like smocks for their art students. So for me, it's all about like repetition and routine. When things are not in, like if I wake up in the morning and my son like gives me a hard time and like he doesn't want to brush his teeth, I get irritated because I'm like, we do the same thing. I'm not trying to be mean, but let's just take care of our business and then you can do whatever you want. Yeah, you know, and the faster we do it, faster we take care of our business, the more free time we got. Yeah, you know, and he's learning, he's coming together though. And like tonight, like, you know, with Cora, you know, when we get off this podcast, I'm gonna like just go up there and spend some time with her, watch a movie or something, and like just put my phone on do not disturb and just shut out the world and give her some time, you know, because you know, I haven't done that a lot lately. So it's like tonight it's me and Cora time.
That's awesome, bro. And I bring that up because I feel like that's what we need. You know, I'm not saying you always have to live within an equilibrium and balance because that's just not realistic. You know what I mean? There's times where you're going to be on your computer and you're going to be watching the charts and you can't sleep, but it's important at some point to get that recovery in. And I remember earlier this week, you know, we talked about you know, how you get massages, you know, to just help with your body, your day-to-day work. For me, bro, reading, man, just like putting on an audiobook, just putting myself in a different world, like whether that be nonfiction, fiction, listening to stories about other successful men. Just, I don't know, I feel like one, you learn something, you always learn something, but two, it just, again, detaches me from like the charts, you know, or football or like, you know what I mean? Just finding that balance, finding that peace for a little bit.
Question for you. Did you get the Da Vinci Code?
No, babe, we got to get the Da Vinci Code. No, bro, I'm going to do it right now. I'm getting Da Vinci Code right now. This second.
Nah, show me.
This second. I'm getting Da Vinci
Bro, I'm telling you right now, like Dan Brown is an amazing, like it's a good book, bro. And then once you read that book, you're gonna want to watch the movie, and then you're gonna want to read his other books. Like it's just he breaks, like it's just in real. Like I want to go read it again now. You know how, bro, you know what, we're gonna read the book, and I'm gonna ask you what you learned today.
It's a thick book, bro.
So you're not gonna do it?
No, it's done. It's done.
Let me see. So are you gonna? So how do you read though? Like what you do it? Oh, you bought it? Damn, I could have got you a free copy.
Bro, I feel like when you buy it, it
It's
gives.
just better.
It's like, damn, I have to do it now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I just
true.
money. You know what I'm saying? It's like
And you're supporting the guy, like they wrote it.
for
Yeah,
sure.
you did the right thing. Yeah, we're grown and mature now. So what do you do when you read? Do you read every single night?
That's answer, right?
Right, right.
We would never.
We would never download free movies illegally.
What are you talking about?
Who
Or
does that?
read music, right? Like who would do that? I've
Yeah.
never heard, music leaks or anything like that, right?
Listen, I'm at that age where I understand why people do fraud. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like I know people. I'm not saying I did it, but like the Keurig broke, and you bought a new one on Amazon. You returned the old one in the box.
Right. Bro,
I never did that, but I heard stories.
bro. I bet you did. Bro, do you remember the LimeWire days?
I was gonna mention LimeWire. I wasn't sure if you were gonna like. I thought I was maybe too old for that.
Nah, bro, we all remember LimeWire, I guess.
LimeWire, you just type in the song and it pops up and it downloads for free.
For free.
Yep.
For free. Man.
Oh no, but let me ask you though. So like you read, like do you read every single day? Is it a set thing that you do, or just whenever you're feeling like stressed, you got to like block out the world?
So I try to read my Bible every day, right? And like for me, that's just like a discipline. It's like I don't always feel like reading my Bible, but I just try to crack open, a book, or like right now I'm reading a plan. I'm trying to get through the Bible in a year. So I try to read that every day. But as far as like things that are outside of the Bible, I would say it's when I'm like driving, listening to an audiobook, or like I have downtime, like I'm in the locker room, I can like quickly open, a book or something like that. So the way that it kind of happened, I've always been a fan of books, but more so recently, this past year, I was with the Bears, and our team sports psychologist, our psychologist, he was a big proponent of books, and like he would always have these like quotes outside his office, and we just ended up, just talking about books, and like it kind of rekindled that love for reading, and it just so happened that a bunch of other teammates, guys in the locker rooms were kind of like in the same wave. And it's just like, what are you reading today? What are you reading this week? And like, I don't know, it just kind of helped, So, I mean, that's kind of how I go about it and how I got into it.
So you got to commit right now. So when are you going to read the first chapter of this book? Because I know once you read it, you're going to like be like, I got to read more.
I can start tomorrow.
Why not today?
I'm
just kidding.
I gotta give Ali some time. You know what I mean?
Same thing. Yeah.
Ali some time. Yep. There's also this movie on Netflix, bro. I don't know if you heard. Are you a fan of Netflix?
Yeah. I mean, if there's something good to watch.
Yeah. So I haven't watched it yet, but I want to say it's in Spanish, but it's dubbed in English. There's this movie about these guys who go. I gotta find it, but I think it's called like the White Snow Rebellion or something. Does that sound familiar?
No, but you said it's in Spanish and it's like dubbed over to English.
Netflix, yeah. The Snow. I think it's called. It's called the Snow Society.
Okay. What's it about?
So I'm gonna show you.
I also got to fix my lighting next time. I don't know what's going on. That's why I felt awkward too in the interview. I'm just like, this lighting is off.
Nah, you're good. You're good. So basically, it's following a plane crash in a remote heart of the Andes. I don't know where that is. Survivors join forces and become each other's best hope as they navigate their way back home. So basically, plane crash. They're in the snow. It's tough. It's difficult, and they find a way to survive. Not everyone does. Rumor has it that they start eating each other. I don't know if that's.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I mean, apparently it's a banger, bro.
You know what though? I don't know. Like for me in dramas though, I don't. It just, I like the suspense, like that Bitcon where it's like you get that adrenaline while you're watching it, or a comedy. Like the drama to me, kind of just like, unless it's really good. Like there's obviously some dramas that I've seen, but it's just like I'm just watching. I was like, damn, that's sad.
Right.
But I mean, if it's good though,
Do you think Netflix will ever like allow us to just pay with crypto?
They should. But I also think Netflix is getting stupid on price, and now it's like they just keep raising the price. Eventually, it's going to be like $50 a month. Like Cora, she watches all the streaming platforms, so she's paying like damn near $100 a month because she likes a show on this one, a movie on this one. It's like, and then they keep raising the prices. It's like, then you got to like, she had Netflix where it was like sharing it with her friends, and the price got so high. I was like, okay, now I'm only doing the one screen one, and now that's going up. But it's like, man, that's crazy. It's hard for me to watch TV though, unless it's like really good. Like I don't know, like yeah, it's got to be really, really good.
So like, are you a gamer? Will you game instead or no?
I try to game. I like the idea of gaming, but like I'm not like I'm always like lately it's been work, family, ICP, work, family, ICP. You know, like I'm trying to right now just engage with everybody as much as I can in the community on X to keep my impressions up because I'm trying to get to the point where I'm monetized on X. And
That's
right now,
cool.
and right,
How far
I'm
off
close.
that?
I'm close. Like I'm can I share my screen on here or what?
Yeah,
Oh no,
yeah,
I can't even show. Well, let me see.
yeah.
I don't
Just
even know how to share it.
screen to the bottom. You see where it says leave? Just hit the share to the left side.
What? Did I do a Chrome tab?
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. So then how do I use this? I feel okay. So if I go to this one, that's over here. Okay. Trying to figure out how to use this. You did this before the show. So it's not even like doing what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm like halfway there. So like right now, so what you need to get monetized on X, you need 5 million impressions in 90 days. I
Wow.
think like right now,
Five
like right
million
now
impressions.
in 90 days. But right now, I'm going to it. So just in the last month, I'm at 2.17 million. And just in the last month.
Go.
Yeah. And then, but there was a time where my impressions were low in the beginning of the month. So I feel like this month I'll get like 3 million impressions. So I think I'll be monetized within the next like 45 days at the latest.
Yeah. And
So
question,
I don't, but
like what is that gonna look like? Do you get like a special badge? Is it like gold? Is it
no, you don't get a badge, but you just like get paid. And I think like since I'll have like the minimum impressions, I won't get paid much. It'll probably be like 20, 30, 40, $50. But the thing is, you have to like keep your foot on the gas. So once you're going, you got to keep going. You got to keep the engagement going, respond to everybody.
Oh, you have to keep it at 5 million.
You got to keep it at 5 million, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a goal of mine right now, and it's just because if I do that, it helps us, the Bullish Pod, and just like keeps like activity. There's a reason why I was on that like ICP con today, just because like those guys recognize me from being active in the community or whatever.
Bro, facts. Well, bro, man, we're coming up to our time, bro. Again, I appreciate you, brother. It was awesome, bro. Just as always, talking and hearing more about people that are like not just talking, but like doing the work in ICP. You know what I mean? Last week having Barry on, this week having Tom, and it's just funny that they're both in music, but I think it just shows that the future of ICP is bright. You know what I mean? Like we're really doing this as a community.
Yeah, and I'm not leaving this podcast space. Like, so if you want to end it, I'm gonna stay on all night. Nah. No, I'm just kidding. I think that's great. But before we go, I want to mention, first of all, if you're watching, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because that goes a long, long way. Follow us on follow us on X at Bullish Pod, BULLISHPOD. And what we're gonna do now from now on is we're gonna do a 1 ICP giveaway per day. So it's going to run 24 hours. Just look at the pinned post on our X page, and it gives you all the instructions on what you got to do to enter into it. And then we're going to let those 7 winners, I think it's going to be 8 now when we do it next week because we just started it today. And we're going to let those accumulate, and we're going to give away that 1 ICP to each person live at the end of the stream, just so you guys can see that it's completely random. We're not like choosing favorites or anything. And then it also helps us engage. And I know like months ago when ICP was like $3 and I was giving away 1 ICP a day, because I did this on my personal page. Some people were trying to give me crap like, oh, it's only $3, and I'm like, well, if ICP goes to 1,000, I'm giving you $1,000. It's up to you to like keep the money. So it's not a lot right now, but you know, we're doing what we can, and we appreciate everybody that likes and subscribes to the channel, and we're growing every single day.
Yes, sir. Stay bullish.
Stay bullish. Next time.